A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Random House Audio presents Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, by Matthew Stover, based on the story and screenplay by George Lucas, read for you by Jonathan Davis. The skies of Coruscant blaze with war. Live via HoloNet, beings watch the Separatist droid army flood the government district. The coverage is filled with images of overmatched clone troopers cut down by remorselessly powerful destroyer droids in the halls of the Galactic Senate itself. A gasp of relief. The troopers seem to beat back the attack. There are hugs and even some quiet cheers in living rooms across the galaxy as the Separatist forces retreat to their landers and streak for orbit. We won, beings tell each other. We held them off. But then, new reports trickle in, only rumors at first, that the attack wasn't an invasion at all, that the Separatists weren't trying to take the planet, that this was a lightning raid on the Senate itself. The nightmare gets worse. The Supreme Chancellor is missing. He's in the hands of General Grievous. Grievous is a monster. The Separatist Supreme Commander is an abomination of nature, a fusion of flesh and droid, and his droid parts have more compassion than what remains of his alien flesh. This half-living creature is a slaughterer of billions. Whole planets have burned at his command. He is the evil genius of the Confederacy, the architect of their victories, the author of their atrocities. And his durasteel grip has closed upon Palpatine. He confirms the capture personally in a wideband transmission from his command cruiser in the midst of the orbital battle. Beings across the galaxy watch and shudder and pray that they might wake up from this awful dream, because they know that what they're watching live on the HoloNet is the death of the Republic. Many among these beings break into tears. Many more reach out to comfort their husbands or wives, their creshmates or kin triads, and their younglings of all descriptions, from children to cubs to spawn fry. But here is a strange thing. Few of the younglings need comfort. It is instead the younglings who offer comfort to their elders. Across the Republic, in words or pheromones, in magnetic pulses, tentacle braids, or mental telepathy, the message from the younglings is the same. Don't worry. It'll be all right. Anakin and Obi-Wan will be there any minute. Anti-fighter flak flashed on all sides. Even louder than the clatter of shrapnel and the snarl of his sublight drives, his cockpit hummed and rang with near hits from the turbo-laser fire of the capital ships crowding space around him. "Our full," Obi-Wan said on internal comm. "Can't you do something with the inertials?" New bursts of flak bracketed Obi-Wan's path. He reached into the Force, feeling for a safe channel through the swarms of shrapnel and sizzling nets of particle beams. There wasn't one. He locked a snarl behind his teeth, twisting his starfighter around another explosion that could have peeled its armor like an overripe Ithorian starfruit. He hated this part. Hated it. Flying's for droids. His cockpit speakers crackled. "There isn't a droid made that can outfly you, Master." He could still be surprised by the new depth of that voice, the calm confidence, the maturity. "Sorry," he muttered, kicking into a dive that slipped a turbo laser burst by no more than a meter. "Was that out loud?" "Wouldn't matter if it wasn't. I know what you're thinking." "Do you?" He looked up through the cockpit canopy to find his one-time Padawan flying inverted, mirroring him so closely that but for the transparent steel between them, they might have shaken hands. Obi-Wan smiled up at him. "Some new gift of the Force?" "Not the Force, Master. Experience. That's what you're always thinking." "Ah." Obi-Wan took a hand from the starfighter's control yoke to direct his upside-down friend's attention forward. Dead ahead, A blue-white point of light splintered into 4 laser-straight trails of ion drives. And what does experience tell you we should do about those incoming TIE-fighters? That we should break right. Obi-Wan was already making that exact move as Anakin spoke. But they were inverted to each other. Breaking right shot him one way while Anakin whipped the other. The TIE-fighters' cannons ripped space between them, tracking faster than their starfighters could slip. His onboard threat display chimed a warning. 2 of the droids had remote sensor locks on him. The others must have lit up his partner. Anakin, slip jaws. My thought exactly. They blew past the TIE-fighters, looping in evasive spirals. The droid ships wrenched themselves into pursuit maneuvers that would have killed any living pilot. But these particular pilots were far from merely human. The Force nudged hands on control yokes, and the Jedi starfighters twisted and flashed past each other belly to belly, close enough to scorch each other's paint. TIE-fighters were the Trade Federation's latest space superiority droid. But even the electronic reflexes of the TIE-fighters' droid brains were too slow for this. One of his pursuers met one of Anakin's head-on. Both vanished in a blossom of flame. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi, a phenomenal pilot who doesn't like to fly, a devastating warrior who'd rather not fight, a negotiator without peer who frankly prefers to sit alone in a quiet cave and meditate, Jedi Master, General in the Grand Army of the Republic, member of the Jedi Council, and yet, inside, he feels like he's none of these things. Inside, he still feels like a Padawan. It is a truism of the Jedi Order that a Jedi Knight's education truly begins only when he becomes a master, that everything important about being a master is learned from one's student. Obi-Wan feels the truth of this every day. R2, where's that signal? From its socket beside the cockpit, R2-D2 whistled and beeped. A translation spidered across Anakin's console readout. Scanning. Lots of ECM signal jamming. Keep on it. He glanced at Obi-Wan's starfighter, limping through the battle, 100 meters off his left wing. I can feel his jitters from all the way over here. A tootle, which translated on the readout as, "A Jedi is always calm." He won't think it's funny. Neither do I. Less joking, more scanning. Obi-Wan's voice came over the cockpit speakers, flat and tight. "Does your droid have anything? R4's hopeless. I think that last cannon hit cooked his motivator." R2-D2 twittered, and Anakin checked his console readout. "We've got him, Master. The cruiser, dead ahead. That's Grievous's flagship. Invisible Hand." "Anakin, there are dozens of cruisers dead ahead." "It's the one crawling with vulture fighters." "Oh, that one." He could practically hear Obi-Wan's stomach dropping. "Oh, this should be easy." This is Anakin Skywalker, the most powerful Jedi of his generation, perhaps of any generation, the fastest, the strongest, an unbeatable pilot, an unstoppable warrior. On the ground, in the air or sea or space, there is no one even close. He has not just power, not just skill, but dash. That rare, invaluable combination of boldness and grace. He is the best there is at what he does, the best there has ever been, and he knows it. HoloNet features call him the hero with no fear. And why not? What should he be afraid of? Except fear lives inside him anyway, chewing away the firewalls around his heart. Anakin sometimes thinks of the dread that eats at his heart as a dragon. Children on Tatooine tell each other of the dragons that live inside the suns. Smaller cousins of the sun dragons are supposed to live inside the fusion furnaces that power everything from starships to pod racers. But Anakin's fear is another kind of dragon. A cold kind. A dead kind. Not nearly dead enough. Not long after he became...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?